Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network. Our show today is Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's a show about nothing. What does that mean? That means there's no script. There's nothing that's been thought about in advance. Our guest today is someone I've never met before, so I'm really excited to have the opportunity to interview her. Her name is Big Boss Lady. Let's welcome her and find out what she's up to. Hello.
Hi, you okay, everyone? Hi.
Hi, nice to have you here. Where are you joining us from today?
I'm from Manchester, UK. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm also a degree student as well, so I'm just waiting on my degree from university.
Congratulations, that's very exciting. So as I mentioned, you and I have never met in person or via this platform, and I'm excited for you to share your work, and you've had some major accomplishments. So the first thing I'd like to start off with is one of the topics that you had put in when you registered was about lockdown, how it impacted you, and then coming out of lockdown. Tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll get into your career.
Well, basically, growing up for me was like very difficult because I didn't have like a normal childhood. I grew up with hydrocephalus, which is pressure on the brain. I suffered with epilepsy. I suffered to walk and talk properly. I also had a disabled brother as well, who looked after me and my mum, but life was kind of a challenge, for me and my mum, because like my mum was a single parent, like fetching us up. I see my dad, but obviously my mum and dad were separated. So it was a very challenging time, and I had to overcome a lot of challenges. But music for me was like one of the big things that sort of impacted on my life. It kind of gave me that stepping stone that I can be successful, that I can go out, that I can do gigs, that I can entertain people and basically make a good living from it.
Wow, congratulations on where you are today. And you certainly have been through a lot. Thank you for your transparency and sharing that with me and with our audience. So, Big Boss Lady, was there a time when you weren't Big Boss Lady?
Yeah, I'm known as Kate. Well, my real name's Katie Elizabeth Stelfox. A lot of people know me around my way as Katie Stelfox. I went to an all-girls school as a child, young, like a teenager. And a lot of people knew me from there. And I'd say kind of my career started like when I was about 15 properly. I took a proper interest to music. Started off doing the ballad stuff, so like the big ballads like Amy Winehouse, Adele ballads, and it kind of spiraled on from there. I also went for the X Factor as well, but due to Simon Cowell's mum's death, we didn't get our audition, which was really sad. But the thing was, they wanted to put me back to a stage before it, and we've been through like 12 hours worth of filming, so at the time I was very downhearted. I thought we've done all that filming and, they didn't even have the decency like to show us properly, so I kind of stepped down from that and I went to the Open Mic UK, which was absolutely fabulous, run by Chris Grayston, and Darren Barker, and it was a great show. I got all the way to the grand final, and I came in the top 20 out of 9,000 contestants that applied. We performed at the NEC Arena. So that kind of gave me that energy that I needed, like, you know, to sort of like push myself. You know, I thought if I can do this and I can get this far, then I can do it. I can go all the way.
Wow, that's so interesting. And do you think that what you've been through in the past growing up, that that's given you this new level of strength and energy when you have challenges like this for you to deal with them?
It certainly has. I mean, like as well with me, when my brother died, I started with like severe anxiety, and you know I couldn't find any kind of like open release, you know, like to release all this anxiety and sort of stress, you know, through like losing him. But then like when I started doing all my songwriting, I realized that all that expression, all that emotion, I can fetch that out into a song. And so I've written a couple of songs that are sort of based on that feeling of how I felt at that time. You know, I felt lost. But with my music, I kind of wanted to up it again because, like me, I've always been into, even though I do ballads, I've always been into like the upbeat. So I like DJ Khaled. I love DJ Khaled, Fat Joe, a Lone Star, you know, and also Cream as well, Cream Boomtown, you know. So they're like my main kind of artists that I always look up to, you know. And I've always, I actually know Jeff, you know, through an event that he invited us to a good few years back. It's about 5 years, isn't it? Something like that. About 5 years ago. Just to clarify who Jeffro is, Jeffro, a Lone Star Sheeran, is the cousin of Ed Sheeran, and he was a great help to me. You know, like he's advised me like when I've needed advice and stuff like that, and like Kojo, you know, and also Sean Contractor as well, who helped us to achieve the plaque. You know, so he's been a great help. But I wouldn't have met all these group of people if it wasn't for Jeffro. You know, so big thanks to Jeffro.
Well, I'm so sorry about your brother. That sounds like it's really hard to overcome, and yet you were able to take that and channel your feelings into music. And it sounds like you have a number of mentors who have been helping you along the way.
Yeah, such as Sean Contractor. What it was, I was with me. I'm not really into the marketing strategy of things. I've still got a long way to come. Like my Spotify, I've not really worked on it like I could have, you know, due to the fact that, you know, I wasn't quite sure of which direction of how to market it at the time. But Sean Contractor has been a great help, and his music group, his team, you know, they've been a superb help. You know, he's helped me, you know, to get into the charts, which made it achieve number 14. You know, so it's a big thanks to him as well. You know, that we're where we are. You know.
It's a very exciting journey that you're on, and I'd love to hear from you. What was that moment in time when you said, "Okay, I'm still Katie Stelfox, but now I'm Big Boss Lady"? When was that moment created?
Well, it's kind of funny how the name came about because, like me, as you know, I'm a big girl, obviously, you know, and people used to like say, "Oh yeah, you're like a boss. You know, you're quite bossy. You know, not in a bad way, but like in the studio and stuff like that." Because I haven't got a team. You know, I work independently, like on my own with my partner. You know, it's just me and my partner. It's just two people, you know, trying to make an impact on the world, you know, with music. So like the word boss came into it off his friend Ephraim, who is actually from Nigeria, and he's been a good friend of Anthony's. And he said, "Why don't you call?" He started calling me Boss Lady. Oh, she's a boss lady, and you know, it kind of stuck with me. And I thought that sounds like a really good kind of dance, rapper R&B kind of name. So I kind of threw it my way. But as you know, Boss Ladies is a brand as well of its own. So I added the Bigg Boss Lady, you know, and I love it. I love it, and I'm really looking forward on growing myself and growing my brand as well. I've got a really big thing for sunglasses. I wear all different kinds of glasses, you know, from like different ones, you know. So I've got loads of shades. That's kind of my kind of way of like branding myself with my shades, you know. I love all different kinds of shades. So I'd love to get into like branding where there's like glasses, you know, doing it for people, you know, that want to get the glasses shown on TV, or, you know, like an affiliate marketing kind of program, you know, kind of influencer.
Let's see those glasses again. They're cool.
Yeah, these are kind of I've got a few though. I've got like a few pairs that I wear. A few. Yeah. I've got a thing with glasses.
Yeah, I love it.
I kind of like the glasses. And do you know what? Some people don't. But at the end of the day, what people have got to learn, that's all right. It's all right, because it's part of your brand. It's part of who you are. And it's part of what makes you different from any other artist. I mean, if you take artists like Lady Gaga, for instance, she wears the outrageousness of clothes, but at the end of the day, that's part of her brand. It's part of who she is as an artist, you know, and it's good because it makes you stand out from the crowd. When you think we're in like a big needle in a haystack, you know, if you drop a needle in a haystack, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find it. But if you stand out from that haystack, you know, or it's a bright color or whatever, you're going to find it, you know, and that's what it's like with music, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the way that you're branding yourself, because that is what it is all about. It's creating a memory. And you mentioned that you and your partner are doing this journey by yourself. So you're independent. What are some of the positives that you found about being an independent?
I think what's positive about being independent, if you're under a label, I'm not gonna disrespect major labels, not at all, you know, because at the end of the day, if a major label come to me in the future and it was a good deal, maybe I would go for it, you know. So I'm not slating any kind of major label, but the good thing about independent label is it's yours. You've built this kind of label. You've built it's what it is, you know. Basically, you know, you're making the rules of that label, and obviously when it comes to time and you've built your label up, like we are Two Kind Records, when you've built that record label up, then you can start to, once you've built yourself up, you know, like DJ Khaled does, for instance, get other artists involved, you know, that are in the industry as well, and it makes your label bigger, you know. So I feel it's good, and it gives you that freedom as well. Nobody's telling you what you can and what you can't create. You know, your life's like your oyster. You know, you create what you want to create, and basically, whatever you create in life, there's always going to be an audience for that music. It's about finding that audience. You know, it's target marketing. You know, targeting the right audience, you know, for your music.
Exactly. A big boss lady, who would you say is your audience? What demographics would make up your audience?
Well, me, I was born like in the 80s, well, 84. Yeah. So like my audience, I'm kind of a bit more old school than what you would say like today's music, a bit more old school. And you know, I've always loved the sound of old school dance. That's why if you listen to the track After Chance, it does sound quite old school. But at the end of the day, there's always a market to bring that back, that old sound, because you're always going to get people that like the sound of the older music, the older dance music. I don't think you can beat like the older dance music, such as like the reggae kind of music. You can't beat Bob Marley. Bob Marley was a legend to the reggae music. So it's about fetching that back, but fetching it back in a unique way. It's like kind of remixing it all again and throwing it out, to an audience, and just seeing the reaction. You're going to get people that like your music and people that don't, but it doesn't matter. It's about finding your audience.
Absolutely. And I'm wondering, throughout this journey that you've been on, you've been through so much personally and professionally. How has it impacted your mental health? How are you feeling today?
Well, at the moment, I'm under neurology because I'm looking at coming down off my epilepsy medication to try and balance what's going on, whether the seizures are caused by the actual epilepsy or whether it's caused by trauma of what I've been through as well, because I've been through a lot of trauma. And as you know, going through a degree as well, it's very, very stressful, so like, has that made my fits worse, or is it the epilepsy? These are the things that I'm under investigation for. So what they're basically doing, I'm on a tablet called levetiracetam, but it was causing like a lot of side effects like sinusitis. I was getting a lot where my face was completely shutting down and swelling up, so they're kind of reducing that with me now. And I'm starting to feel better in myself. I'm feeling more alert. I'm feeling like I can get out and do things, but I'm not ashamed. I'm not one of these artists that's ashamed about sharing my story, because I think there's so many people. I'm in like an epilepsy group, and there's so many people out there that say, oh, I haven't got a life, I haven't got a partner. And, I feel so blessed because I've got a beautiful partner. I've got beautiful children, but had I have not had that confidence, maybe I wouldn't have had a beautiful partner. Maybe I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved. It's about having that confidence. Sometimes bad things happen in life and you just cannot judge what's going to happen, but you've got to deal with the consequences of it. And that's basically what I did, growing up. I just dealt with what were thrown at me. It's just the tip of the iceberg. I've lost like 5 members of my family, and one that was tragically killed as well. So it's kind of, I've been through a lot, that's caused a lot of this trauma. And, it's not helped with the epilepsy, because the epilepsy, as you know, is a neurological illness. So all the stress and everything has impacted on my health. But this is my way of getting through it. Music has been like my opening, and in the future, I'm looking to get loads of collabs with different artists. I would love to work with a rapper. Really, really would love to work with a rapper and kind of infuse dance music with rap music as well, to make something totally new.
Wow, there's so much that you just shared there. Again, I'm so sorry for everything that you've been going through, and I've known people with epilepsy, and it's not easy. So thank you for being so brave and sharing your story with us today. And you just mentioned something really exciting, that you have this wonderful idea and passion for creating this collaboration with the rapper. So how can that happen for people who are listening now or later, or watching now or later, and they're a rapper? How can they work with you? What are your thoughts about this?
I think like my late friend said, Philip Chan, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. So by making yourself stand out and making yourself appealing to an artist, you're going to get people that want to collab with you. It's like I've just had a collab today, a person that wants to collab. Where is he from? Is he from Nigeria? Or, but it doesn't matter where you're from these days, because, as you know, if you've got a producer and you've got a little studio like this, you can send stems over, and you can work that way. It doesn't have to be like, face to face in person in the studio. You can send like stems over, so do it that way, and eventually if it does make a hit, obviously you're going to meet, you know, but it doesn't take meeting up to get your music out there and to get it heard. You've just got to keep going. It's like DJ Khaled. It's a true saying what he said. They didn't believe in us, but God did. And the reason why he says that as well is because at the time, people didn't believe in you. People will only believe in you when you become that person. And until you become that person, it's hard to gain trust with people. But it's about keep working at it. Keep going. Like DJ Khaled said, keep going, keep moving. You know, don't let nothing put you off. You know, if you get negativity off people, don't let it put you off. Just keep going in the direction where you want to go. Create this vision of where you want to be, say in like 5 years' time, and focus on where you want to go. Don't let nothing put you off.
That sounds like really good advice and mentoring. And you're right. Not everybody's going to be supportive of you, of me, and
No.
that's okay. We just keep moving forward and knowing that our passion is taking us down this path that we were meant to go on. So you've had something really incredible happen. You've got a plaque there. Tell us about this amazing award, this wonderful celebration of your work.
Well, it was great because we kind of created the track, like I said, and then like I was struggling with like the marketing aspect of things, you know, and I didn't know quite which way to turn, and I sort of just reached out, really, you know, like I reached out to Sean Contract, who's worked with big artists, like he's worked with DJ Khaled, you know, he's worked with Sean Paul. He's worked with Jeffro Sheeran, you know, and I just reached out to him and I just said, Sean, could you give me some advice on music marketing? Would you be able to help me to achieve this? So I sent the track over to him, and basically we looked at both tracks because I've got Set Yourself Free as well, which was focused and written on COVID. You know, but we decided that COVID was over at this time, so we was going to go with a half a chance, and plus half the chance, I feel it had that kind of vibe, you know, that dance vibe that would get people in the mood, you know, like for disco partying. So we decided to go with the half a chance, and basically what he did, he put it through the chart, and me and my son were sat there, you know, kind of watching it go up and down, you know, like in the charts. But we was passing people, we was passing big artists, you know, and it was such a big achievement for us. And I will show you, yeah, this is the plaque that we got on our achievement. We came 14. Oh, it's the reflection, sorry. We came 14 in the charts, you know. Which for a first time as well, I was really, really over the moon with, you know. So big thanks to Sean Contractor, you know, for helping us with this and helping us to make this happen. What he did say to me, it's about getting the plaque out there now and sort of marketing yourself, getting yourself recognised. So we're just like in the procedures of like emailing radio stations and like yourself, you know, interviews or podcast, anything that can give you that kind of exposure where people are listening, you know, listeners that might want to collab with us, you know. And if they do, you know, I'll gladly give them my email, and they can email, and I can email them some stuff. But like I say, with me, I do multiple genre. But yeah, the dance genre is definitely the road that I want to go down, and I would love for people, you know, to support me with that.
Big Boss Lady, congratulations. That's super exciting. I would love if you could show your plaque again. And it's not as clear, the video. So if you could just read to us what's on there, what's on the plaque.
It's your CD cover. So everything, like I say, with us being independent artists, everything, the design I did myself. because I do graphic art as well. And the plaque actually says iTunes dance chart, number 14, Big Boss Lady, Half the Chance, featuring ANLEBO, which is ANLEBO here. You're going to come and say hello on camera. This is my partner. This is Anthony.
Hi.
So
Hi.
Anthony's done like all the production side of things. And basically it just says like presented to Big Boss Lady for the USA iTunes 14 dance song chart for Half the Chance, featuring ANLEBO and produced by ANLEBO, you know. So we're going to work on doing that, but I want to get in some gigs and kind of get myself out there, because when you're investing into plaques and stuff like that, there is a cost as well, you know. So you have to always invest into what you want. So if you're gonna do something like that, make sure you set a good budget aside, you know, enough to cover your cost, you know, and also you've got to think about marketing as well. To market, you know, you're going to need somebody who's got that experience. So like I say, you know, Sean Contractor has worked with a lot of artists. He has that experience, you know, so we went to him, and, you know, he's the one that's helped us with it, you know, so big thanks to him, you know, amazing person.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. That's a beautiful plaque. And what I'd like to have you share a little bit about when we think about marketing, so many times creatives or artists don't understand that you're also an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, there's a whole other side of being a business owner. So how do you manage all of those details and wearing all those hats when you think about, you know, you are the brand, and yet at the same time, you're still operating as a business owner?
It can be quite daunting, like I say, because you're running multiple things all at once. So it's kind of good to like focus on the main keys. So like for us, it's like getting the music right. You know, once you've got that music, make sure it's of a good quality as well. You know, so in my studio, I've bought all the latest equipment, you know, even though it is only a bedroom studio. You know what I mean? It's nothing glam, you know, as you can see. But at the end of the day, it does its trick, you know. And, you know, I don't believe that you need like a big knockoff studio. You know, people pay a lot of money. The best thing to do is to learn yourself. Like me, I went to Access to Music, which was a great college in Manchester, UK. They taught me like at the BTEC level, and then obviously when I got up to like level 4, level 5, you know, I was taught by BIM in Manchester, which again is the British and Irish Institute of Modern Music. And basically I studied an artist. It's like it develops you as an artist, you know. So basically they taught me everything, you know, like from like branding myself to like doing a little bit of marketing. But still, marketing is one of those things you may need extra hands, you know, or extra advice, you know, for certain things, and that's okay, you know. But I suggest to anyone that is an independent artist, definitely, if you're serious about your career, make sure you invest in yourself. Go to college. You know, if you haven't got that full experience of like songwriting, or, you know, you can go to college. You know, you can study artist development, which will develop you as an artist, but it'll also teach you as well how to manage your own career. Like I could book my own gigs. I can do all that. You know, I can run events. That's what we do as well. I've done a lot for charity. The Make-A-Wish charity. I developed a team in that. I work with, we've worked with quite a few good names as well. You know, what's she called? That lady? Sheila, that's it. Sorry, Sheila got, yeah. She's big in the industry. You know, she's worked with the likes of Take That. You know, so it's about just making that connection with people. You know.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that, especially for people who are thinking about going into the music world or the film world, whatever it might be. There's also that whole business element behind it. So, where is it that you want to go ultimately? What is it that you're hoping to achieve in the best case scenario? What do you want for yourself?
I want to be up there. I want to be. Do you know what? I would love to be where DJ Khaled is now, but I know that it's going to take time. You know, but I don't say it's impossible. Like me and my partner was talking about it yesterday, and he was saying like, Katie, you know, you need to still do your covers, in order to gain the investment, in order to get the money, to put the money into doing all your original stuff. He said you're gonna still need to do that, and I'm willing to do that, you know, because also as well, there's a lot of people out there and a lot of people that know me that love me singing ballads. You know, I'm open to do it. I will do what I want to, you know, what it takes in order to get where I need to be. But I want to set a goal for myself. I want I want to set like a realistic goal, say like in the next 5 years. DJ Khaled, um, he said it didn't happen for him till after 40. You know, well I'm more or less 40. You know, I'm like 38 next. You know, so I'm not far off 40. But at the end of the day, what people have got to learn now. At one time, when he was running off like labels, big major labels, there'd be an age criteria of which you'd have to be. Now, because you're independent and because we've got like the power of distribution and putting music out ourselves, you don't need to be of a certain age. I mean, look at people like Suzanne Boyle, for instance. You know, look at how big she made it in the UK, you know, through being an opera singer. You know, she went on Britain's Got Talent, just a normal lady goes on Britain's Got Talent, and look where she is now. You know, so it's about how far you want to push it. And for me, I want to push this as far as possible, but I want people to be able to believe in us. You know, I want people to know that we're serious about this. You know.
That's definitely coming across, absolutely, the passion that you have. And when you talk, your face lights up. And I'm wondering, before you perform or record, how do you get yourself psyched up to do it?
Well, basically, if I've got like, say, I had like a show or a gig, I'd prepare in advance. You know, so like I'd probably prepare like a week in advance. You know, keep practicing every day. It's also good as a vocal, you know, because like obviously what we did was a vocal degree. It's also good to do it every day, you know, to make sure if you're a vocalist, practice every day. Make sure you do your vocal warm ups, your stretches, you know, because your larynx as well also needs to warm up. And if you start singing and you've not warmed up, sometimes, you know, you might end up, you know, damaging your vocal muscles, you know, and you might not be able to sing. So warming up is really important, and also doing your stretches as well, because when you've got tension in your body, it shows. Because if you've noticed, some singers when they're singing on stage, the shoulders go up like this, and it's because of the tension in the body. Now, a way of releasing that tension is to make sure that you warm up and you do the vocal stretches, because if you do all your vocal exercises, you know, before you warm up, it's warming your body up, you know, to that performance. So when it comes to performing, and also when you're taking deep breaths as well, your breathing has got to be right, because a lot of people, when they take a big deep breath, they go, you know, and the shoulders naturally go up. I don't know whether you've ever experienced that yourself, or whether you've known a singer that does it, but when they go to take a big deep breath, naturally your shoulders will go like this, you know, so it's about just relaxing, easing all that tension, you know, in the body.
Yes, I have seen that, and I think I've done that myself as well. So it is easy to let our nerves get away from us. So we have to mentally prepare and do what's necessary, which is what you're doing. So we have your information here on the screen, but of course, there are people who are listening on the radio and later who will be watching or listening as a podcast. What's the best way for people to reach out to Bigg Boss Lady, and how can they get in touch with you?
They can reach out through the website, or like I say, I'm on Facebook. It's Katie Elizabeth Stelfox on Facebook. So it's Facebook. Basically, you can get hold of me on all my social medias, and my website is biggbosslady.com. So if they want to reach out to me there.
And also, if anyone's got any inquiries, you can put it through the website. You can email me at ANLEBO@biggbosslady.com. That's ANLEBO, ANLEBO @biggbosslady.com.
Thanks so much. It would be really helpful if you can type that into the private chat. That would be great, so that we can put that on the screen. So, so while you're doing that, we'll just say thank you so much for being here today. We wish you continued success, and that's a huge accomplishment with the iTunes number 14 on the charts. That's really wonderful. Well done.
Oh, thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope to see you again on our platform. And as soon as we get here's the information, I'll definitely share this with our audience. So the email address. All right. Thank you, Bigg Boss Lady. And thank you. How do you say it? ANLEBO?
Yeah,
ANLEBO, that's right. You said it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure meeting both of you, and I wish you continued success.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Jacalyn.
Thank you. See you. Bye. Thank you so much, everyone. I am putting the email address here in the comments, which I will put up in just a second. As soon as it posts, here it is. Okay, so for those of you who are listening on the radio or future podcast listeners, the email address to contact Bigg Boss Lady and her partner, ANLEBO, is ANLEBO @BiggBossLady.com. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. I really do appreciate it. Our next show is coming up. It's Talking Heads with Mr. Al Cini. So do stay with us for that. Also, we have a very special show coming up on Sunday. It's our reunion show. This is open to everyone. This is an opportunity for you to have 15 minutes to promote you and your work. So it's not an interview. It's your 15 minutes of fame. If you're interested, go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com, and you can join us on Sunday. All right, we're signing off for now. We'll be back very shortly in just about 20 minutes. Thanks again. Bye, Bigg Boss Lady.